Hi guys, this is a short video, and it is a short video. Usually I say this is a short video and it's about 35 minutes. Hopefully it won't be that long, hopefully 5 minutes. So somebody was asking me about my genetic parents and their mental challenges. Well, I wouldn't know because I was adopted at the age of 9 days old. Sorry, the age of 9 days, yes. I never met my father or my mother up until I found out that I was adopted. I found some papers at home when I was 28. Those were my adoption papers. That's when I met my genetic mother in London. She's a lady from Chile, and my father, he's a Spanish man. Now, I haven't met my father still, 28 years later. Well, almost 29 years later. So half of my lifetime, I didn't know that I was adopted. The other half, the second half, I've known that I was adopted. It's funny that maybe it's not a coincidence that I've been on medication ever since I found out that I was adopted. So anybody saying, asking, how did you feel? Well, I've been on medication ever since, so obviously it traumatized me. Now that I've been on medication more than half of my life, I think it's a good time for me to come off. So that's what I'm thinking about at the moment, coming off, creating a structure so that when I come off, I have that structure to fall back on. When I come off medication and I feel down, I have a structure there, a healthy routine. Well, anyway, today's video is about, the question that was asked about my genetic parents and their mental challenges. Although I don't know about my genetic parents, I know my father. What do I know about him? Quiet man. I didn't know much about him. He used to work on I think the airline called Iberian Airlines or Iberia as an air steward. Well, not his wife, his girlfriend, my mother, my genetic mother. I don't know what she used to do as a job actually. I don't think she had any mental health problems, but her sister did. Her sister, who lived in London, she used to have, I'm not sure if it was agoraphobia or depression, one of those two. And she was really, really nervous, She was taking Valium for 20 years. And then she found religion, like Jesus, and she slowly came off. So that's the only person that I know in the family who had some mental health problems. So maybe it does run in the family because she was on medication for 20 years and I've been on medication for 30 years. She was on Valium, I'm on SSRIs. The drugs change with the times. So in a few years' time, I don't know what they have now. They probably have different things to SSRIs. To be honest, I don't know. All I know was this one aunt that had either depression or it could be both, depression and agoraphobia. I think that there is a genetic component. There's something to you inheriting these genes that predispose you to certain mental health problems like depression, anxiety, agoraphobia, or whatever it is, or ADHD, or the spectrum disorder. That's a quick answer. The quick answer is possibly, because I don't know any other family members, just my genetic mother, her sister, and her daughter. My mother had two sons and a daughter. The daughter passed away, and now she still has two sons. Not from the same father. Neither are one of the same father. But as to my mother and father, I don't think they have had any mental health problems or challenges. So I don't know. That's all I know. I don't really know much. I still haven't met my father, so he could be suffering from depression. Oh, actually, I did try to contact my grandmother, but my father's brother in Madrid, his name is Daniel, and he takes Prozac, or he took Prozac at the time. So mind you, they give Prozac and SSRIs and all these antidepressants like sweets. So yes, he has depression, but lots of people have depression and mental health problems. So I don't know. I think yes, they could. Mental health problems could run in the family. So there you go. That's my answer. Sorry for being so vague, but I've never met my father. I spoke to my uncle once, and he did explain that he was on Prozac. My mum, I don't think she had mental health problems. Well, not diagnosed ones. Her sister definitely had mental health problems. So yeah, so that's all I know. All I know is that my mother, she has, I think she was involved in a car crash and hit her head. And her sister was telling me once, my auntie, she was saying, you know, ever since that time, she hasn't been the same. And it probably helped her to deal with the loss of her daughter, or my half sister. I think that's with the school. They went to Spain for a holiday. I think she contracted meningitis from the water. It's a brain inflammation or something, and she died. And then my mother was involved in a car crash, and then so that's why maybe she was saying it helps her to cope by not being able to, maybe she has some amnesia or something. When I did meet my mother, my genetic mother, it felt really weird, but she's, I don't know, a strange person. What do I mean by strange? Not my kind of person, if you know what I mean. I've chosen her as a friend, for example, to hang out with. Not that I have any friends, or that I hang out with anyone, but the vibe isn't there, you know. In Italian, you say, "O sangue attira," blood will attract. So basically, when I was supposed to meet her the first time, you know, those words were said, you know, blood is thicker than water, you know, you will know it's your mum. Instead, it's like water and water and oil. We repel each other. Because I grew up with a different set of values. She wasn't nothing like the model of a mother that I had in my mind. The experience of, you know, living with my adopted mother, who is right, my real mother in a real sense, you know. You know, she cleaned my nappy, bought me toys, played, put me to sleep. I grew up with her. She is my mum. This woman, who is my genetic mother, is not my real mum. So that's why it was all a bit weird. It's really confusing as well. Even though I was a grown-up man, I don't know. But I didn't think she wasn't really nice to me. I mean, every time I went to see her, she would go on and on and on about her son, how great her son is, and I would say, "Oh, that's really good." What's even worse than that, she would say, "Well, why aren't you working, Gerald? You know, you should work. Your parents did everything for you in your life." But I said, "Yeah, I've got depression. I don't know, I'm depressed. I have anxiety. I'm taking medication. Yeah, but still, you should work. You know." I was thinking, hang on, you left me. You rejected me when I was 9 days of age. Okay, you're telling me how fantastic your son is, and then you're saying, you know, I should do more. Uh, you rejected me, and yet you kept this other son. It's like, you know, you're being rejected again. So I didn't really like my conversations with her. Sometimes I think I wish I never found out. What's the point of me finding out? It's always good to know who your genetic parents are. Well, what for? What for? I still haven't met my father in Spain. You see, I wanted to go to see him when I'm successful, when I have a job, when I'm healthy, because I don't want to. I was going to say I don't want him to feel that my parents didn't do a good job, or maybe it's just me feeling that I don't want to let down my parents. You know, I want to, even though my parents are not here, but the memory of my parents, I don't want that to be tarnished, or anyone to think that they weren't successful parents or they weren't good people, you know, by the result of their, you know, how they brought up this son. It wasn't their fault that I had depression. Neither was it mine. So the fact of the matter is, I don't know. I just know a little bit about my parents, my genetic parents, and as I said, I still don't know my genetic father. I haven't met him. He hasn't even tried to contact me. I could be dead for all he knows, for all he cares. But thank God I didn't have him or her as parents. I had my mum and dad, my Italian mum and dad, the fucking best parents that I could have had. Yeah, and they're gone now, but they're in my heart, in my mind. When I think about them, I feel happy. I feel sad, obviously, because they're not here. You know, some people in the comments said, "Oh, like I'm a child," and I suppose I am. I really am a child. You know, I haven't grown up. In some ways, yeah, I've gotten bigger, but I haven't grown up. I don't know. I'm always going to be the son of my parents, little boy, big boy, whatever. Yeah, guys. So I don't know. I don't know. This video is a bit difficult to make. Touching on things that I find difficult to talk about without crying. So I think I'll leave it there. And yeah, so that's the answer. I don't really know. the mental challenges of my genetic parents. I think there were a few. I think maybe 3 family members that did have mental health problems. My aunt, my uncle, and my mother. There's the answer. So guys, thank you for listening. If you have any little stories or anything to add, leave a comment below. And thank you for listening. Obviously, thumbs up and thumbs down. I don't know who would thumbs down, I suppose. Let me know what your thoughts are about this subject. Thank you very much. Bye.